Hey guys, this is Kasual with the NerdHammer.net Battle Report. This past Wednesday, Rob and I went down to the Adventurers Guild down in Harrisburg and met up with a couple other players. In this game, it's a 2,500 point game. I play John from down in the Harrisburg area. He has Orcs and Goblins, and I have my Demons. So here we go. On my left, his right, he has a Orc boar chariot, a Goblin hero on a spider, Doom Diver, a block of Night Goblin, Bowman. He has a caster in there with his BSB. In the center, he has a big block of Savage Orcs. In behind, a Rock Lava, a big bus of Night Goblins with nets. He has the Arachnarok Spider, another Doom Diver, Mangler Squig, and Orc Boar Chariot on his right side. My right side, his left. So on my left side, I have a Skull Cannon. The Demonettes there, they are Furies proxied. I have a unit of 15 Pink Horrors with Moonface in there. He's a level 2 of Metal. Unit of Plague Drones with just the banner. 25 Plague Bearers holding down my center. 5 Beasts of Nurgle. Another unit of Furies. They're unmarked, as is the others. 2 Burning Chariots way here over on my right side. Another unit of 15 Pink Horrors in the building. They also have a level 2 of Metal in there. And my Bloodthirster is hiding out behind this building. So on my Bloodthirster, I rolled up 3 different gifts, 1 greater, 2 lesser. The greater gift I got was +2 attacks, so that really ups his attacks, brings him up to 9 total. And the other 2 gifts I got was if I kill a character in a combat, he gets +1 to any stat point that I choose, and his other gift was always strikes first. So yeah, the Bloodthirster's pretty nasty, and I've been having a lot of fun running him actually. So he gets the initiative. He goes first. His Goblin Spider Rider moves up pretty aggressively. His chariot comes down off the mountain. He throws his archers in the building, which I'm not really too concerned about. They're going to be hitting on 5s most of the time, and they're only strength 3, so I think it's a nice little anchor point for his BSB, so I would imagine he's going to try to keep some things, near this building. He moves up a little bit with his Savage Orcs. Not super aggressively. There is this woods that we have to contend with, and I'm fine with that. I need a little bit of time to do some range damage to that big block. I'm not so much concerned with the Night Goblins. I think they're just there to hold up something. The spider doesn't really move too much. His Mangler comes over here. He's trying to stay out of range of my Furies, which, of course, can just land on him and blow him up. So he's, I think, like 22 inches away. That piece of rock there, that we consider that impassable terrain. And the chariot, his other chariot comes up this way. In magic and shooting, he takes 2 wounds off of my Plague Drones. I think that's a good target for him. That high strength, high toughness is going to be tough for him to deal with. And over here, he takes 1 off of the Plague Bearers. So bottom of turn 1, my turn. I move the Furies up. I position him here. I give him about an 8 to 9 inch charge from the chariot. That's fine with me. If he hits them, he'll blow through them, but he won't be able to overrun. He'll just have to reform, and that sets up a nice counter charge with my Plague Drones. So I move up here with the Pink Horrors. Moonface has Final Transmutation, which I definitely need to bomb on the Savage Orcs. So I move up into that forest, and it's mysterious, and of course it's a blood forest, which means if you cast out of it, the blood forest gets pretty mad and does some things. So Plague Bearers, I move up center as far as I can. Super aggressive on this right flank. Beast of Nurgle move up. I don't care who they go up against. I imagine they're going to kind of go up against the Night Goblins and hopefully smash through them quickly. I really don't know what my plan is yet with the Savage Orcs. I really need to whittle them down some with magic and shooting. Pink Horrors stay in the building. My 2 Burning Chariots, I'm moving up here. I'm going to take shots at the Mangler Squig. Hopefully I can just get it off the board real quick. I also bring my Skull Cannon over, as you'll see in the next picture, and my Bloodthirster up. They're really, I don't have any fear with the Bloodthirster at this point. I mean, he has Doom Divers, sure, they scatter, but no laser sight cannon, so that's makes me pretty comfortable to have him over there. And I think this is just showing that the Skull Cannon is positioning to take a shot at the Mangler Squig, which actually fail. I think I miscast on one. The skull cannon actually, or misfire, the skull cannon actually shot over the mangler squig and hit the cannon behind. I think it did a wound to it, but yeah, my shooting was pretty ineffective this turn. But that's what I assume. My burning chariots, they can't really move that far. It's only 10 inches, and they either have a flame template or a grape shot. So they're really not first turn shooters. They're more like, let's get in position, let's shoot turn 2, turn 3 type of thing. I don't know what that's a shot of. I guess just stuff moving up. Yeah. So, turn 2. He brings the board chariot in. That's great. Like I said, he's going to blow through those furies, but he'll be in a rough position to get countercharged. And he brings his Spider Rider over. If you see, the forest did move after I cast out of it. I cast Violent Transmutation. I think he scrolled it, so it really just ended up hurting my pink horror unit. Yeah, because they're down 2 guys there. On this side, he really doesn't do too much. He's bringing the spider up a little closer now, and the Mangler Squig goes through this chariot and does 3 wounds. I'm really lucky to still have that chariot on the board. He did a lot of hits to it. I don't know exactly how the Mangler works, but I feel lucky getting away with 1 wound. Now I can sacrifice that Fury unit and get that Mangler Squig off the board. So between his magic and shooting, he takes another 4 pink horrors off. This is a good target for him. I think it's his only target with his bowman and his 1 mage. So the pink horrors only rolled up a signature spell. I really don't need them casting Gateway or anything like that with my metal mages. And I think I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but this is my Spring Crossroads comp list, which they got a little heavier on the pink horrors and minimal size units. So I'm just trying to work around it and come up with a couple different ideas here. I'm not sure if this is obviously the final one because it's a little far away yet. Does another wound to the Plague Bearers and more to the pink horrors. Now this unit's becoming pretty useless. We'll see how that works out. Over here, yeah, Board Chariot blew through the Furies as I expected. Reforms. I have a pretty easy counter charge with the Plague Drones. But he did set up real nice because if the Plague Drones don't break that chariot and get out of the front arc, he'll be able to counter with his Spider Rider. Turn 2, this is me. So Plague Drones, yep, they charge in there. 2 wounds on 1, that really kind of sucks. I was hoping that they wouldn't have any wounds when I would get them in combat at first, because a lot of people run these bigger than 3. I only have 3 painted, so I always stick with 3. The pink horrors, I move up to just speed bump the Savage Orcs. If they go in, they're going to obviously annihilate those pink horrors, and then the overrun's a little far for them to get into Plague Bearers if he wants. If he does, it's not too bad either. I mean, I can countercharge with the beasts. The Plague Bearers, I really don't have. They're not going to be able to stand up against the horde as it is now. I really need to get that down in size before I engage. I move face out. I bring him back, just keeping him in range for Final Transmutation. I really am just trying to bomb that spell and get rid of some of those guys. Over here, the beasts start to move and they pop the Fanatics. One goes through, doesn't wound him. Regen came through, so that was awesome. So I decided to position him like this. I really don't want to go through another Fanatic. I'll let him have to deal with it. If he wants to charge through, he can. On the right side, you see I put the Furies into the Mangler, and I got away with 1 left. Awesome. So I have 1 tiny redirector that hopefully is not enough of a worry to him to bother shooting him off or using magic. And as you see on the right side here, I'll bring my chariots around. I'm going to lay some flame templates down on those Night Goblins, and even if it goes over, it's going to hit the Savage Orcs, which is awesome. My Bloodthirster, I have no worries about him fighting that spider or the chariot that can easily flank him in the side. It's not a far charge. I almost made a mistake here because that chariot is lined up. It could really go right into my burning chariot and possibly kill it and overrun into the other chariot. He didn't see it. I didn't really see it at the time, but I think he was just looking at that juicy Bloodthirster and saying, let's let's put everything at it that I can, and I'm not worried one bit. I think the Bloodthirster can handle both of those pretty easily. On this side, yeah, we broke the chariot. He was able to get a wound through, so I did lose a plague drone, and I missed running him down by an inch. So that's unfortunate. I'm still in his charge arc for a Spider Rider, so that's going to be a tough spot. I think the drones can hold up against the Spider Rider. I don't think he really is that much of a combat machine. I'm not sure what his purpose is exactly, but he got plans for him, so we'll see what happens. Over here, I miscast with my one burning chariot, so I put a wound on him. That's unfortunate, but I just miscasts. I keep saying miscast. Misfires were huge in this game. I mean, his Doom Divers were misfiring left and right, and so were my chariots, of course. So his turn, he brings the Spider Rider into the flank here. Don't know how that fight's gonna go. Like I said, I really don't know how tough he is. It is still a goblin. And his Savage Boys do come into the pink cars. That won't take long. And here's something that surprised me. He just full out put the Night Goblins right in. I think maybe he's hoping to overrun into the beast, because he did fight the Orc Boys combat first. Maybe trying to overrun and add some more combat resolution to the beast battle, because the beasts are gonna kill those Night Goblins. I mean, they're gonna rip through them. And you can see on the Night Goblins, I did take some off with one of the flame templates. I think I only got maybe 6 or 7 of them. And in the upper right, you can see the spider goes into the Bloodthirster, and he brings the chariot into the flank of the Bloodthirster. I mean, I was being pretty cavalier with the Bloodthirster. I really don't think the spider can kill him, but I guess we're going to have to find out. So over here, I'm not sure what this is showing. And Moonface is gone. Between magic, and he had one last flying arrow that happened to take the final wound off of Moonface. So that's a bummer. I lose Final Transmutation and I think a Searing Doom, but he did get, I think he got one Final Trans off on that unit, so he's knocking him down a little bit. And this is just showing misfire. I think both of his Rock Lobber and his Doom Diver misfired, and now they're out for another turn. And the other Doom Diver blew himself up. Yeah, I mean, he just unlucky with misfires for sure. So after combat, the chariot bounces off of the Bloodthirster. The chariot was actually the only thing that did the wounds to the Bloodthirster with its impact hits. He did too, and I know you can't see it here, but I did 7 of the 8 wounds to the spider. The Bloodthirster opened up and just went to town on him. He did stick around. He's stubborn on Leadership 9. So, it's going to take another round of combat for the Bloodthirster to end that guy. But it's looking good. That's what I was hoping would happen on this side. Over here, he does 2 wounds to my Plague Drone. I think I forgot to reform. I wasn't really sure how... if I wanted to take the chariot to the front or the flank. But yeah, his chariot rallied, so I'm going to be seeing him charging in probably next turn. The Savage Orcs make short work of the pink cars, of course, and they overrun. Thankfully not enough to get into the Beast and Nurgle, or the Plague Bearers. Over here, the Fanatic blew itself up. And after combat, I think I took about a rank off of the Night Goblins. That's not too bad. I did roll pretty low for my attacks with my beast. I think it was only maybe 12. I get 4d6 plus 4. So rolling 12, it's kind of worse than average. But that's okay. They're locked up. I want to keep the Savage Boys out of that combat, so I'm going to have to take the Plague Bearers into them and just sacrifice the Plague Bearers. So my turn 3, that's what I do. Take the Plague Bearers into the Savage Orcs. I just need them to hold up maybe 1-2 rounds of combat, just until I get these Night Goblins out of the way and get my Bloodthirster free to take some shots at this Savage Orc unit. I take both chariots into the flank. I'm just trying to add combat here. I get 2d6 plus 2 impact hits. 3 attacks from each of the flamers, and then 1 attack from each of the screamers. So I have a lot of strength 4 attacks coming at him. I think that should be enough to really cut down that unit. His chariot does not rally and continues to run. And after combat here, yeah, we did a number on those Night Goblins. Not enough to break them. They were still steadfast, but that's okay. I will fight this again on his turn, and hopefully I can shake loose after that and be able to maneuver around with the chariots. And hopefully the Plague Bearers last long enough so that maybe next turn they can all pop, and then I'll have some chariots to fly around. So after combat here, wow, those Orc boys, man, they really did a number on my Plague Bearers. I still have 12 left. That's great. There's a good chance they're going to pop now on his round of combat. So that will work out well. If I can pop them, pop my own Plague Bearers and get rid of the Night Goblins, that's going to work out pretty well. Over here, decided to reform after this combat. So next turn he's definitely going to put that chariot. I wasn't able to kill the Spider Rider. I think he has a wound on him, but I'm not 100% sure at this point. And I have 2 wounds on one of my plague drones there. So top of turn 4, he does take the board chariot into the flank of the plague drones. That's going to be pretty tough. He rolls some high strength impact hits. I think he's hitting me on 4s then, or wounding me on 4s. So I only have my 5 up regen to save it. This other chariot actually runs off the board, and as you see after combat, my last turn, we did kill the spider and reform the Bloodthirster. He gets 1 wound on my cannon from, I think Foot of Gork came down and smashed a little bit. And after combat here, the plague drones are gone. He rolled pretty high for his impact hits. The drone just couldn't handle it. I think his Spider Rider now only has 1 wound remaining. So they did put some damage on him, but it's a shame. This flank did not go as I had hoped. I thought maybe, at least get the chariot down and maybe a Spider Rider, but didn't work out that way. After combat here, yep, he kills the rest of the plague drones. This works out pretty well for me, or plague bearers. This works out pretty well for me. He reforms to face this direction. Hopefully we can get through the Night Goblins now, and I can reform, and then it's my turn, so I get some movement, and hopefully position my chariots a little better to try to get this Orc boy, Savage Orcs unit down to a manageable size. We're looking at about 30 right now. He also has a Orc champion in there. He also has an Orc hero in there, and I think a caster. So after combat, we don't kill the Night Goblins to a man, and this is kind of one of those interesting scenarios where they broke from the beast. They're going center to center away from the beast, and the beast catch them, but I'm so close to the other chariot, I can't move my guys. I can't move the other 2 chariots to face, the direction. So everything just kind of didn't move. I spaced the chariots out an inch as per rules, but yeah, it's just one of those weird situations where my units were gonna bump into each other pursuing, and so that's just kind of how we worked it out. So bottom of turn 4. I reposition here. I take the beast, let them take the charge from the Savage Orcs. I am not going to charge. I need another round of shooting and magic on this unit. So here's what I did. I brought the Fury up to redirect or speed bump the Savage Orcs. Who knows, maybe they bust through him and roll low for the overrun and not get into the beasts. I don't know. That's as far as I can move with the beast. So I think the beast can hold the charge from him for 1 turn, and if they can't, then, well, I'm in trouble anyway. I bring the Skull Cannon around for a nice juicy flank shot that actually ends up misfiring and doesn't kill any of them. After my flame templates, I did 1 flame template down to flank, and the other chariot I actually used the grape shot, which didn't really take too many off. But the combination of both and whatever magic I had to cast, I ended up taking about 8 or 9 Savage Orcs off. So now it's getting a little bit more manageable. I flew my Bloodthirster over to keep him in the flank of the Savage Orcs for when I eventually charge him. Over here, he brings the Spider Rider close. This was kind of a mistake. I don't think he realized it. My Chariot has an easy charge. My Skull Cannon has an easy charge on the Spider Rider, and he only has 1 wound left. So I'm thinking with strength 6 impact hits, I should be able to kill him with that instead of taking him into the Savage Orcs. And his other Chariot faces sway to threaten the flank of the Bloodthirster. And then this happens to him. His one caster that is in that unit misfires. He was casting Foot of Gork on the Beast of Nurgle and misfired or miscast, and he got the large template, strength 10 blast, and blew up a lot of Savage Orcs. I mean, this really helped me and made it manageable, this unit, for me. So that's unfortunate for my opponent. He really really helped me out. Just a shot of a Spider Rider where he moved. This I'm not sure what a picture is of, so we're just going to keep moving. So bottom of 5, yeah, time to bring him in. Bring the Bloodthirster into the flank and the Beast into the front. This should be, I hope this should be enough to take out this unit. My Bloodthirster is a pretty pissed off guy, and so now he's going to be strength 7, weapon skill 10 with 9 attacks, always strikes first. So yeah, he's a beast. And I bring the Skull Cannon, who misfired anyway down the flank and couldn't shoot next turn. So I charge him in and made my decision even easier, the fact that he misfired, and that should make quick work of the Night Goblin character. Over here, I bring the Feather Chariot over. I shoot at his chariot and end up killing it. This actually panics the bowman out of the building and running the other direction with his BSB, which was actually pretty pivotal because I think the building was within 12 inches of the Savage Orcs, so they would at least get a reroll. Yep, the cannon makes short work of the Spider Rider. Still has that wound on him. I wasn't able to regen it through the impact hits. After combat, there's about 4 or 5 Savage Orcs left. He was steadfast still, and he failed his leadership 8, I think it was at this point, and that was the game. We called it. It was a fun game. I never played this guy before, and I've seen him in a few tournaments, local tournaments, and he's a really nice guy. I've had a couple of my buddies have played him before, and I was happy to get a game with him. It's always fun playing Orcs and Goblins. It was a lot of fun. I really wasn't sure how to handle all these Savage Orcs. I don't think this is like the hardest Orcs and Goblins list I could go after, but it definitely had me thinking about how to use my mobility to weaken units and time my charges correctly. I think my opponent just really had nothing to deal with the Bloodthirster. I got some pretty good gifts for him, and he was really tooled up, so he really he really was ripping shit up. But that's it. Thanks guys for watching. It feels like it's been a long time since my last battle report. I have been playing. I've been steadily playing my demons. I have another army in the works that I'm going to kind of hopefully do more of like a showcase army with it, a theme. There's more information about that at nerdhammer.net, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.